Hello and welcome to Real WW Talk. I'm Rikki.
And I'm Candice.
Well, as you guys can see, we're one person short. We're missing Erin this week. She has had the opportunity to travel for her side gig, and we're just so excited for her and just wishing her a safe and happy trip.
And tons of vacation carrots. We always have to put
Yes.
that plug in because
Yes.
anytime, for those who don't know, anytime Erin goes on any type of flight or trip, she takes carrots that are normally just bland old regular carrots and puts them in a crinkle cut format and only eats them that way when she goes on vacation. So they're called vacation carrots. And we're insanely jealous that she's yet again going somewhere.
She has the opportunity to eat the vacation carrots because she's traveling.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, how was your week, Candice?
My week was actually really good. I did a lot more exercise. I continued on my exercise track, walked with a lot of friends. I walked with you and some other friends throughout the week, also walked with my husband in the evening. It's been so hot here. It's been really, really hot. So walking inside has been like the game changer for me because I cannot stand humidity and like 90, 100 degree weather. And I know many of our listeners are in places where they're having the same challenge. So I'm hopeful that people are able to kind of get through this kind of heat wave and find some ways to move. But that's been really, really good. And I was also saying that whatever you're listening to this, I still have to point it out that Monday is August 1st. And it's like whenever the stars align and you have a first of a month on a Monday, that means that we are destined for like life-changing things. So I'm claiming that this means good things are coming because it was Monday, August 1st. And that's nothing better than that.
I'm glad that made you so happy.
You know me. It doesn't take much. Just give me a new month with all these possibilities. And the perfectionist in me just thinks that things are never going to go wrong. And then the next day, I have a bag of chips. And
No, we're not going to claim that.
If I did, I counted the chips. I'll say that.
Yes. Some tracked chips are just fine.
Yeah. How was your week, Rikki?
It was good. I took the opportunity to walk with you. I walked later in the week. Even this morning, I made a point. It's my first day back on vacation because I'm off for the summer technically, but I signed up for summer school. So I finished that last week and I started this morning with another walk. So I'm really liking the just opportunity to get out in the morning before it gets hot and do a walk. So that's been a new normal that I'm going to claim for me. So it was a good week. I think it helped with me on the scale, definitely. And I've had to focus more on staying hydrated. That's been a challenge. And always is a challenge. I feel like it's just, when I'm thirsty, I'll go for the water, but I don't really ahead of time proactively hydrate myself before I get to that point of thirst. But otherwise, it's been a good week.
Talk about so many wins. I mean, it's something I always get excited when you hear intentions and I'm going to do this and then it actually becoming action and being able to see the benefits of doing so. Not just like you said, not just the scale. It sounds like just doing something that you said you were going to do. So that's, I mean, come on. Yeah. Join us. You, me, and Erin, we're just little walkers. Erin's going on walks and picking up leaves and finding different things to touch that we're telling her not to touch. I was thinking about that a few weeks ago. She's like, what is this poisonous leaf right here? So hopefully we'll find our own traditions that don't involve that.
I do have a non-scale victory I have to share.
What?
I went to King's Dominion, which I know there's different theme parks around the country under the same umbrella, but King's Dominion is in Virginia and has a lot of roller coasters, has a water park, little shows. So from some friends and I went, I'm not a roller coaster person. As a lot of people in this community may know, there are weight limits for different things. So a lot of the roller coasters I knew I wasn't going to go on those. Also, just getting older, I don't really enjoy roller coasters like I did as a kid. But there was a water slide that I decided to get on. And, a lot of the water park things, you have to wear a bathing suit. I didn't really have a bathing suit that fit and didn't necessarily want to get one for that one day. But I had these shorts and like a sport top that really was kind of like a bathing suit that I wore under a tank top, and I wore shorts in public
Oh,
for the first time in, I mean, well over a decade. It's funny because my legs, you could just tell they hadn't seen sun in a very long time. They were a very different color from the rest of my body, but it was a win because I had the confidence to say, you know what, I may not be at goal or anywhere near goal, but I'm working towards it. And I have legs that help me to walk every day. They're strong. They may be bigger than I want them to be. They may have cellulite on them, but I wore the shorts and it wasn't a big deal. Nobody stopped me and said, you shouldn't be wearing that. Nobody laughed at me. Nobody stared at me and gave me a dirty look. Um, so I wanted to share that because
well,
it was
that's what I was going to say
great
is
moment.
I'm wondering what the after effect was. Did you feel like, oh my gosh, did it live up to the hype of what sometimes we do when we catastrophize?
Mhm.
Smiling because I found this YouTube video about catastrophic thinking and how we always
Mhm.
take it to this extreme negative, and it rarely, if ever, is as bad as we think it's going to be. So it sounds
Mhm.
like that was the case for you,
Yeah.
that it ended up being not only not bad, but fine and fun.
Absolutely.
Oh,
It was not bad at all. It was not like I would have imagined it with people laughing at me or staring at me or judging me. Nothing happened. It was very uneventful.
awesome, awesome. Well, I mean, that to me is the biggest non-scale victory. I don't have Nadine. Please don't kill us. Nadine is our coach, and she bought us these beautiful gloves that have stars on them. And I would totally do the Bravo star thing, especially because I need to cover up my chemo nails.
It's
I'm
okay.
just pointing it out because, guys, that's another side effect no one tells you about.
Mm,
But my point is, I would be waving it for you because that's amazing.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And that kind of goes into what we were talking about. I hope you're good. Okay,
Mhm.
so Rikki is about to read this email to you guys.
Mhm.
You all probably heard about it. Rikki, what did we hear about with WW? What's the big news that
Yes.
has everyone talking?
So the big email that came out today, you may have either seen that or I know Candice, you saw that first, but I saw it first through a message when I went to track this morning that Wellness Wins is ending. So we wanted to just talk about that because that's just a prime thing that's just on everyone's minds. We had a big post about it today. So I'm going to read the email for any of you guys. I know it'll be later in the week when you're listening to the podcast, but we're just going to talk about what it says. So here's the email. We're writing to let you know that our Wellness Wins program will officially close on November 1st, 2022. We've made the decision to close Wellness Wins and explore fun new ways to keep you motivated and reward your journey, all in the WW app. If you participated in Wellness Wins or would like to do so before it ends, you probably have questions. We have answers. Can I still earn and redeem wins right now? Yes. You can earn wins through August 10th, 2022, and redeem wins through October 31st, 2022. So, what happens if I have wins left over? After October 31st, 2022, your existing wins will expire. Redeem them while you can. If I do not have enough wins to redeem a reward, can I donate them or exchange them for money back? No. As noted in our membership terms and conditions, wins do not have a cash value and cannot be redeemed except for rewards offered in Wellness Wins. How can I redeem rewards? And they give you a link. It says click here through your mobile device to browse all rewards in our app, or access the Wellness Wins tab by tapping the gift box icon at the bottom of the screen and go to Browse Rewards. I love donating my wins. Is that still an option? Absolutely. We are offering donations to a rotating list of our WW Wellness Impact Award winners through October 31st, 2022. Check back regularly for updated charities. And then they give you more FAQs. There's a link there, and then 3 reasons to keep tracking. So the payoff goes beyond wins. 1, it keeps you accountable and informed so you can see what's happening or hindering your progress. 2, science shows it's a key indicator of success. The more you track, the more weight you lose. And 3, you'll grow your personal points every time you track water, activity, or non-starchy veggies, which helps to keep healthy habits on repeat.
Mhm.
So That's the news. That's the drama.
So I feel
So
exactly like I felt when it was announced in the meeting room that they took my Bravo stars. Like everything for me personally, I'm sorry, I'm all about like accountability, like being rewarded for
mhm,
things. And I will admit that for me personally, I liked the wins.
mhm,
They did have enough of a variety. Not after I got a few things that I wanted, I wasn't
mhm.
like overwhelmingly like I gotta get
Yes.
more points so that I can get this thing.
Mhm.
But we actually had a post in our Facebook group. If you search for us on Facebook and put in Real WW Talk, answer 3 questions, you can join us and over 4,000 members who post our community. And this post came up from somebody who said, "Had you heard about the changes?" And
Mhm.
you've gotten a lot. I feel like there's about 77 comments, and
Yeah.
some are very, very apathetic. Um,
Mhm.
I was looking at a post from Jamie. Jamie said she felt neutral. She said, "I've
Okay.
used my points for different items over time, but as someone else said, it rather lost its luster for me since choices no longer interested me."
Mm.
And a lot of people co-signed and said, "Yeah, I feel that way too. Like I wasn't really motivated by the different items that were available." So,
Mhm.
just curious. I mean, I felt I can understand that comment. Um,
Yeah.
how did you feel about the variety of options that were offered?
I loved it in the beginning. And also sidebar, as someone who studied behavior analysis, there's something called satiation.
Mhm.
And that means when you are tired of something, essentially, like, if a dog gets the same treat for doing the same thing over and over again, they may get tired of that treat, or if they get it too much, they get tired of it. So I see that happening with myself and with other
Mhm.
people. In the very beginning, I remember they used to have two things that I loved. They had Rent the Runway, and that
Mhm.
was amazing.
I
It
remember
was
that.
so worth it because it was, a subscription thing, and it was, I don't know, $40 a month, maybe even more than that. And to get a free month of it and have designer bags sent to your house that you could wear and try on, and you had to send it back, but it was not, how often do you buy things that are expensive and then actually don't wear them that often? So that was a really nice treat and I loved it. I was always saving up for it and then it went away. And then there was ClassPass,
Mhm. I
which
remember that.
was not only amazing to be able to go to different gyms, especially being in the DC, like Baltimore area, like in between those big cities. There were really fancy classes. Like I think there was a Soul Cycle you could go to, the
Mhm.
Pure Bar. I went to a Red Door spa and was able to get a free facial with it. So that was just, I can track and I can get a free facial from this amazing spa. So I know that was a long-winded answer, but I loved it in the beginning. And honestly, recently I had forgotten about it. I accidentally pressed the present tab the other day and it like rolled up to my, like, how it kind of presents your number, it rolls up the numbers until it presents it. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then I immediately redeemed because I had enough for a cookbook. And this was like 2 days ago before I even knew this was happening. So it's kind of timely to see that they're getting rid of it and changing and refreshing because I think it's needed.
But what I'm really hearing you say is that the quality of the things to be redeemed changed, and
Yeah.
that played into why you forgot. So it's not
Hmm.
even just what was the word that you use, your term?
Satiation.
Not yeah, it's not even it's partly that, but
Hmm.
also I don't like what these options are
Hmm.
anymore, because you may have been more than fine with redeeming with the class pass over and over and over and over again.
Hmm.
But that option went away. And I understand, look, I get business. There's
Yeah.
probably contracts and let's try this out for this certain period of time and see how many people use it and if it's a cost benefit for the provider and for WW. But,
Mhm.
you get people used to things, and this goes back to something we talked about a few weeks ago, which is change. Um, it's another thing that's changing, and we had another person who commented, Jennifer Bartle said, kind of craptastic unless they're replacing it with something else, and which I
Mhm.
doubt they are. It was a fun perk.
Mhm.
I know they said in the email that they are going to be replacing it with something, but
Yes.
here we go, negative thinking, you tend to think that it's going to be something of a lesser value. That's the
Mm-hmm.
pessimistic glass half empty view, that it's not going to be something that's going to be to the same level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm choosing, like some who are very excited, who said, I'm looking forward to seeing
Mm-hmm.
what's coming. I can't wait to see how they change it and find ways to make us motivated, because we know that WW is a for-profit business, and
Mm-hmm.
that their whole business model is kind of centered around figuring out ways to keep you motivated and staying in the door.
Yeah.
So my hope and prayer is that they have figured out some way that is beneficial for not only them as a business, but us as
Mm-hmm.
customers and consumers.
Yeah.
And because it's a weird balancing act, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to read this again. So this little part says what's next. It says, we made the decision to close Wellness Wins and explore fun new ways to keep you motivated and reward your journey, all in the WW app. So that makes me think, let's just brainstorm. Like, I know we have no idea, obviously, of what's happening, but I'm kind of curious. Like, it says within the app, I think about all the different things that they have now, and some of them are like, I think at one point Kendra Scott, like different jewelry things, or like vitamin shop places that are, maybe they had a partnership with but weren't affiliated with, or wasn't part of WW. So I know that with the whole change last year, has it been a year since they made a lot of changes with the plan, and a lot of the workshop locations, and trying to have things that they sell within the studios be WW brand things. I wonder if they're going to incorporate more things that are within their brand or within house.
yeah,
That's what I'm kind of curious about.
I could see that. And I could also see, I know at some point in one of the years that I did WW and left and went back, that they used to really focus on experiences. Like, if you do this or this happens, then you could go meet Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
Or, and I remember they had that big campaign, and like
Yeah.
12, 13 people had the opportunity to go to Maui, which is still like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm manifesting that. As you see, every single time I talk about it, I feel like I'm putting it out there. So, like,
Yes.
hello, take me
Yes.
to Maui, favorite place, okay. But my point is that maybe there's something related to, you do all these things and there's a way for that to be captured,
Mm-hmm.
and you get so many drawings. The only
Mm-hmm.
thing about that, though, is we've seen drawings everywhere,
Yeah.
where they tell you that you have all these opportunities, but it feels like the lottery, like you have a
Mm-hmm.
1 in a million chance. With the
Mm-hmm.
Wellness Wins, what I liked about it, not to be pessimistic again, is that there was real ways for you to see what the goal was,
Mm-hmm.
and there was something that you got,
Tangible.
and you were guaranteed to get it. It wasn't a chance. It was,
Yes.
you're going to get this if you do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been analyzing why that didn't motivate me as much as it should have, because
Mm-hmm.
they've looked at that too. I think that's why it's leaving, because it should have been that for my personality, who's all about getting things, that made me track every single meal, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And it really must have been just the quality of the items.
Yeah. And also the event, like the amount, because if you think about it, everybody loved those, those wine glasses that
Yeah.
had the little dots on them. And I even thought, would I redeem it again? And I was like, okay, maybe. And then I forgot, so I think like there's an excitement towards some of the things that are, I mean, I think they're very high quality glasses. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
But once I got them, there wasn't any other option. I actually even got the tin ones. They had a purple and blue tin wine glass that had a lid. I don't know if you saw that one
Yeah, I saw
too.
that.
So I've got those. So I did my tracking,
Yeah.
did all those things, and I've gotten a lot of great things. But I think the amount of things that were available for people who are in this longer term and have been working on their goals, like me, for a long time, maybe someone who like gets to goal in a year could make their way through different things and be satisfied. But even people who are on maintenance and who are still tracking, they're going to be with WW for a while, so it could get boring for them too.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, that's something I will tell you, I was, like you said, I was excited when they announced it, you know, because I was like,
Mhm.
that is just so they're going to pay for shipping and handling and send it all. I don't have to like send a pre-stamped something. Like
Right.
that's a lot for them to take on. And
Yes.
um I mean, obviously they're making money off of our membership, but that's
Mhm.
very nice of them, or not, that's very, very appreciated because it
Mhm.
was an additional incentive. I do think that they will probably find some way, kind of like they did with the charms. Did you notice this with the, you know, because I'm a charms person, you know, the charms used to be like really gaudy, big, kind of bigger, and they had like
Mhm.
the 10 when you got the 10%, and the thing said 5, and the
Mhm.
stickers used to have like a 5 on it for
Yes.
£5.
Yes.
And it got a little smaller, and now it's like this little strip.
Right.
Get now it's just a colored thing, and
Mhm.
it's fine, and you still have the motivation of getting it, but
Mhm.
you know, it's one of those things where my prayer is that the intention that they had when starting the program is
Mhm.
still recognized and realized from a behavior modification standpoint, because I still
Mhm.
think that there are many people like me who are on WW who are their rewards based and
Mhm.
who need the bravos and need the cheers and need the
Yes.
gifts.
Yeah.
I hope they recognize that that works,
Mhm.
and works for a majority of their clientele,
Mhm.
you know, and
Yeah.
know they've done market research, I'm sure, to
Mhm.
figure that out. But
And you know what I think they do? I think that's why they made a point of telling us early, of giving us a FAQ, like all of the information, telling us, "Hey, here's why you should still track." Like it's at
yeah,
the bottom of the thing, the email. You know, like they want you to still track, and it seems like they're pre-acknowledging that like people might see this and be like, "Well,
yeah.
flip the table. There's no point in tracking. I'm not going to track anymore."
But I mean, and no diss to people because I am people, so I'm speaking
Mhm.
to me.
Mhm.
Um, you know, it's also the same ones who tend to be that way about change,
Yes.
period. And I think they've
Mhm.
learned over the years that their initial reaction to change is
Mhm.
sometimes less than enthusiastic by at least 50% of the membership. You
Mhm.
have, again, you have those who are very optimistic and very, okay, this is what they do. We expect this. And then you have the others who are like, what? I'm gone. And then they make a blog about it. And they're like, I'm
Mm.
never coming back to this program. They took my wellness wins. And you know, you can't help everybody, because tracking, it should be that you're tracking because it helps you
Mhm.
with your weight loss goals, not because WW gave you a class pass or
Mhm.
an ability to get the new thing I want to get is the flavored water. Like that's what I was eyeing,
Ooh,
like
okay.
before it goes. Because this is the other thing we didn't talk about.
Mhm.
Now it's kind of like Black Friday. So I have that feeling of like everybody is going to be trying to redeem their wins, and they're
Uh-huh.
going to take all the good stuff, and all that's
Yeah.
going to be left is me donating my wins. Not that that's bad.
Right.
It's nice. It's a good cause, but I don't want to donate my wins. I want my flavored water.
Yeah. And there's only so many points you can track in a day, or points you can get for tracking per day. Like you can't do extra tracking. You can only do more than you did before. If you weren't tracking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you
Do you feel
start
like people are going to be going back in their tracker and trying to track from like January 1st? I mean, like, hold on, let me put in an apple. Hold on, I slept tonight. That's me. Hold on,
I
hold on, hold
drank
on.
water
I
3
slept
weeks
from 6
ago.
to 10. Where's my point? Give me my point. And they're going to be like, look, guys, we notice a lot of you are going back and trying to add things to your tracker. It's not going to work. We know
And
it.
yeah,
We
by the
turned it
way,
off.
I don't think that will work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah. Cause I
I
mean,
don't.
that's, you know, like I said, I think that the intention behind it is great.
Mhm.
And you are going to have some who, no matter what, are going to be disappointed. I'm disappointed only because even though I didn't use it as much as I should have or could have,
Mhm.
it was nice knowing it was there.
Yeah.
I got the book, the WW book.
Yes, I
Wasn't
remember how exciting that was for like
yeah.
everybody was in that they sold out of it or
Mhm.
whatever, and then they brought it back. The second they did, I pressed like redeem.
And can I tell you a secret that I still haven't read it,
Me
but
neither.
I'm very excited that I have it and that my wellness wins paid for it, because it really makes sense for me to put my hand up here for those who are listening.
Yes.
Like they don't know that that's what I did. But you know, that's I got like the duffel bag and
Okay.
all of the different things. I think but honestly, Rikki, how many things have you actually bought, like, are actually redeemed? If you less than five,
Oh,
five
more
to
than
10,
that. Because
10.
I did Rent the Runway once, if not twice.
Okay.
I did ClassPass. I think I only did that once
Because when did it roll out? When did this start? Was it
a long time ago.
was it a long time
I
ago?
mean, I want to say 3, 4 years ago.
Okay, I just couldn't remember like
Yeah,
when it started because I
if
know it was
not
relatively
more. I
new.
can't either. I'm having a hard time remembering, but I know the ClassPass was quite a while ago.
Mhm. Because they used to also have, I'm trying to think about other things they did for incentives to kind of give us a
Mhm.
feel. I remember for those who went to meetings, they would do things like if you came to a certain number of meetings, they'd
Yes.
give you a sticker and they put the
Mhm.
sticker in the book. And if you had 5 things, they'd give you a charm.
Yes. Yeah.
So those were things they did before Wellness Wins to kind of keep you motivated to, again, do whatever the action was, show up,
Mhm.
eat your veggies.
Yeah.
Um,
Or like coupons and things
mhm,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it
So guys, again, in my opinion, we're just going to have to hang in there and deal with
Mhm.
the unknown and know that, you know, I always rest in the fact that this is a company, a for-profit company that knows
Mhm.
their client base and knows what motivates them and what doesn't.
Mhm.
And that the prayer is that for the majority, whatever is on the horizon is something
Mhm.
that makes us say, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It makes sense. I see why they did away with it. And
Yes.
I see how they've made it better.
Yeah. I think about other things in our lives, especially like when we're children and we're being told by, a parent we can't do something or we need to stick to doing something like taking, piano lessons or something like that. And it's something we are willful about or we might not understand from our perspective. But I think, like you said, they have the perspective of teams of people who look at data. They're not like you said, this is a business. So they're not going to make, I think we said the same exact thing when the plan changed over. They're not going to make a decision that's going to cause them to go bankrupt because everyone quit.
Mhm.
So I think just putting that trust, having faith in the fact that they are using research and data and patterns that they can analyze because they've got all of our information. They can
Mhm.
see who's been here for this long and why this person quit or when this person quit or they look at those patterns and they make these decisions. So, whatever's next, even though we're not sure what it is, I think it'll be something that we'll adjust to and probably be excited about for a little bit. And maybe a year after that, we'll be like, I'm bored with it.
But even if we can admit and at least see that even we in this conversation have shown that we've been lackluster about it,
Yeah.
we're more upset because it's like, oh, it's changing. But then it's like, but I didn't use it all the time. But
Right.
change,
Change.
stupid.
No.
That to me shows that there could be an opportunity to
Mhm.
do it in a way that I still don't know what it means. My prayer is that it's just nothing that is taken away where I know I pretty much can guarantee, I feel about
Mhm.
90% sure that they're not going to do something that's going to shoot them in the foot.
Mhm.
Although Bravo stars being taken away just takes, because they do not cost that much money.
Right.
Okay. And maybe I am in the minority, but I will raise my hand for a Bravo star and say not something very important just so that, and I love you again, bringing up our coach Nadine, because she recognizes and tries to be very, very call on you,
Mhm.
and clap for you. It's just not the same. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if they would have lost anyone because of Bravo Stars, it would have been you, and you're still here. So it just goes
Well,
to
they did lose me and I came back under a
okay,
different name.
okay,
So, yeah, that's the story.
another
But
story.
guys, this is, it's always great to talk. Like I said, share your thoughts. We'd love
Yeah,
to hear. What do you think? If you want to connect with us, you can connect with us and share your thoughts on our YouTube page. If you search for Real WW Talk, you can find us there. We're also on Instagram. Search us Real WW Talk Connect. And again, our Facebook page. And finally, if you are, the best way to kind of listen to us is on our podcast. We're on all the streaming platforms. So, pop us in your ear as you're going for your walks, as we've been walking, walk with Rikki and I in 90 and 100-degree weather, and tell us what you think about the wellness wins. If we
Yeah.
had a way to congratulate you or to reward you for your walk, we would, and it is hearing us. So how about that?
Yes. All right. Have
All
a
right.
great week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.